Hi, I'm Stevie Fernandez.
And I'm Trish Whitmer. Thanks for joining us once again for this week's Explore Tulsa.
Hey Trish, have you started carving your pumpkin?
Oh no, not just yet.
What? You better get after it, because how else is the great pumpkin gonna find you in your house and leave all those goodies for you?
Oh, I think I got it covered, thanks to John Points and Southwood Landscape and Garden Center.
I grew up in a town called Ark City up in Kansas, and they had a holiday called Arkalala, and it was a celebration of all things fall. They had a fair and a parade, and all the kids dressed up and carved pumpkins. And that, I think the reason I enjoy this is I connect back to my childhood on this. The fun thing about Halloween is the excitement and that little edge of nervousness and fear when you're out there in the dark and you're going door to door and you're dressing up and you don't know who people are. And I think that's why Halloween is fun. And I try to keep it in that perspective as something that's light and fun, and hopefully people will pass this on to their children. I got interested in carving pumpkins when my children were born. I have an October birthday, my anniversary's in October, and of course I love Halloween. So I started carving with my children when they were young, and as time went on I tried different things, and there's a lot of resources now and ideas and artwork that you can use, so it just kind of grew from there.
We work with Mr. Points, and he told us about it last year, and we had so much fun she wanted to come back and do it again, so here we are.
Well, my mom told me about it, and so it's a good bonding experience, right, Mom? Right.
I've actually been teaching carving jack-o'-lanterns for about 15 years. I started on Boy Scout campouts where we could actually just throw the pulp and the seeds anywhere, and kind of grew as an extension from there. Barbie Page got me to teach at Walt Whitman, and we've done some classes there. Philbrook has had us do Second Saturday, which is a wonderful program, and we do demonstrations there. But Southwood came through and actually does the workshop where we can sit down, the children can apply what they've learned and actually carve their own jack-o'-lantern. And it's remarkable how much success some of these young people have. If they follow just some real simple little tips, turn out some really impressive jack-o'-lanterns. One of the things I try to do with the youth when we sit down is educate them a little bit on the history of the jack-o'-lantern and on pumpkins. Most of them know that the pumpkins are unique to North America, that's where they originated, but don't realize that the first jack-o'-lanterns actually were in Ireland and were in turnips rather than pumpkins. It wasn't until the Irish immigrated to the United States that they started using the pumpkin instead of a turnip to do jack-o'-lanterns. So that's kind of an interesting piece of history about the jack-o'-lantern. I tell people I'm actually not an artist, I'm an engineer, so I can't come up with those things myself, but I can build a jack-o'-lantern for you. And the nice thing about the internet is there's all kinds of resources out there, there's all sorts of tools, there's artwork, there's YouTube videos on how to carve. I have a favorite website called Zombie Pumpkins, and they've got great artwork on current celebrities and superheroes and that sort of thing, so that's very popular. The nice thing also now is they have artificial pumpkins, which are like a blown foam, which you can get at a Michael's or a Hobby Lobby, and you can cut those with an X-Acto knife, and those don't perish. You can give those as gift and pull them out every year, and that's made it really nice that you can have something that you can use over and over every year.
I didn't use a stencil, I just kind of drew on mine, so it's a little interesting and a little creepy. I'm probably the oldest one carving pumpkins here, so I figured I'd do something a little different.
One of the things that we try to show the children is we use the example that pumpkins are like people. They have a good side and a bad side. And so we try and teach them to identify the side which rested on the ground, which tends to have calluses and scratches, and want to put the art on the other side. And then we encourage them to understand that it's a fruit, that it's perishable, that as soon as they cut into it, it begins to decay. So we teach them how to preserve it. If you put a battery-powered light in it as opposed to a candle, it will last a little bit longer. And we show them some techniques on how to cut, how to carve, how to clean. So hopefully they'll have success and want to continue to do jack-o'-lanterns.
I had no idea how to do it at all, so I learned everything today all at once. So it was pretty cool.